Yo, what if they made him literally like Dante from Devil May Cry? Like, I guess you wouldn't be that fast, but like switching between guns and swords would be pretty keynote.
It seems like what they did. I don't think this is really giving away anything. Instead of him having multiple different like weird transformations, I'm gonna say that he's only gonna have one like really OP transformation that looks more like Vincent than just some random thing.
Okay.
And he's a lot bigger than in the original game, but like the transformations where like he turns into like Frankenstein in the original. I don't think it's gonna be in the game.
I like how they tried something different with all the character limit breaks in FF7. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It just sucks when if you want to make a game where all the characters are equally as good, you kind of just have to nerf everyone together. You can't be like, Kate Sith is slots, you know. It's tough. You would have to give Kate Sith, like, normal limit breaks.
Yeah, in this game, he does have slots, but it's just a normal ability, and there's nothing like, finish the battle in 1 second.
Yeah.
The most you can get is 3 stars, which is really good. But slots takes 2 ATB charges, which is already insane. And then you have to sit there and do the slots in the middle of battle without it pausing, which is also, like, really hard. And if you get all 3 stars, he'll get a full limit break, and his limit level will go up by 1, which I think is the only ability in the game that actually does that outside of synergy abilities, which is pretty cool. But that's all you get. So if you do slots, 2 ATB charges, and then sit there, get all 3 stars, then you can do a limit break.
Boy, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, they just have so much story to cover in the last game. Like, I originally thought that the game was going to end with getting to the northern continent, like right before Eris would die in the first one, and I thought that would be like the big cliffhanger, whatever, will she, won't she, kind of die kind of thing.
They changed the geography in this game a bit.
Yeah. But, man, like, they have so much to cover. Even the huge materia stuff alone, like, are you going to send Sid into space? Is it going to be, like, a 2-hour-long thing instead of a 10-minute-long thing? Are you going to get to go to the sunken Galinka?
Yeah, the sunken ship stuff's going to be insane if they pull that off.
Like, that's a whole thing. Like, can you imagine going around the whole map in the sub? Like, holy crap. Or even outside of Icicle Inn, when you go through the Icicle Cave where you have to keep yourself warm and stuff like that. Like, that could be like a 3-hour section.
The whole like Blizzard part, yeah, that's
holy moly. Like, they just, I don't know, man. I'm sure that they have it ready to go and knowing what they're doing, but there's just so much to cover. Now, granted, Disc 3 in the original game is like 3 hours long, but even going back to Midgar, are they going to do it like the first one where, like, you're very limited in where you can go? I would assume, but it's still like, wow. Even that is like, holy crap.
But they do have all the assets already, and
that is true.
They only have to do the Sid and Vincent battle, like make them battle characters. So that's the least amount of work they have to do by a lot.
That's true.
And this game was pretty huge, and it was their first go at like open world stuff. So I think like the rest of the like geography, I think they can do fine. It just comes down to how they handle like, you know, Emerald and Ruby and Diamond Weapon, like those crazy set piece battles, and how they do all the set pieces like, you know, the Blizzard and Northern Crater. And how are they going to do the high wind? Are they going to do high wind where you can like literally just travel around in real time, or is it going to be a menu?
It's got to be a menu.
But if they do, like, high wind is so huge. Like, the original had the perfect excuse of the like overworld being like chibiized, and like, you know, Cloud's just like a giant model on like a very small map, and the high wind is like, you know, not that much bigger than Cloud's model. Right. But like in this game, we've already seen the high wind, and it is humongous.
There's only going to be very certain places that you can. Well, also think about that. Like you have to go back to places we originally saw, like Junon, and well, there's not a they kind of did away with Fort Condor, right? Like that's not a place. Yeah, but like
well, you do the Fort Condor like defense section is Disc 2 in Final Fantasy VII, so they haven't like specifically done it yet.
But there's so many places you would have to revisit, and I'm like, man, are they gonna make them still as big? Like when you have to go revisit Junon, it just seems like a ridiculously huge map.
Yeah, Junon feels a little bit unfinished in this game because you can see the big eagle in the background, but you like see it for a second in that side quest, but you never go to that island. So maybe in part 3 you actually go to where like Fort Condor is.
Literally 150-hour game incoming, like unironically. Yeah. Not even for platinum, just 150-hour to like go through it and do all the stuff you want to do.
Especially when they have the excuse of just recycling everything in this game because they already made like areas. And
I honestly wouldn't mind. Like, I don't expect them to be like. I don't expect them to change.
I mean, they have to because you go back to Junon and you go back to Midgar and you go back to.
I think you go back to Rocket Town. You go back to. Well, I mean, we haven't been to Rocket Town yet, but yeah, it's. Whew.
Now go before the Turks beat you to the punch.
Wait, the Turks are here?
I'm just man. And they're still talking about that coming out. And like Trev said, they made a lot of the assets already, which is great, but just getting that's like such a huge thing to get done in a 2-3 year time span. It's like,
this is a really weird thing to bring up, but I really hope they do justice to all the characters' ultimate weapons, because both Part 1 and Part 2 have this very precarious balance with making weapons like excel in one specific area, but none of them are overpowered. In fact, the last like weapon that you get for every character is pretty garbage. Like the last weapon you get for Cloud is the Slipstream Saber, which looks cool, but I will never use it because it sucks. But I really hope that Ultimate Weapon doesn't suffer from them like really hoping to like balance everything like in the first 2 parts. I just want it to be the best weapon because Ultimate Weapon looks so cool, and I want.
What if they do it kind of like FF10 did, where you have to like do very specific stuff for them, like side quests, instead of just picking, like, FF7, the original, has its problems, like, just randomly picking up Barrett's ultimate weapon because you have him in his party is like, oh, hi, it's Barrett's ultimate weapon, but, like, having him do, like, some minor story thing would be pretty cool.
And I think they can still do the same thing where it's no AP. That could be a good detriment, to justify them being stronger than everything else.
I think they had a...
And I'm overall pretty positive about every weapon being very specialized. Like, you have the specific, like, magic sword, you have the specific, like, highest DPS attack sword, and then you have the balance weapons like Buster Sword and Slipstream Saber. And, like, you even have, like, defensive swords like the one in Corel, the really ugly purple sword. That one has a lot of good defensive things you unlock. But I hope Ultimate Weapon just rocks and I can just use it. I don't want to use the magic sword again.
I think they couldn't do it in the first 2 games because it's not completed. And I understand them doing it that way.
Here's the part that sucks. This is the worst part in the game.
This is definitely the worst part in the game.
I hate this cutscene so much. I hate this part.
They took something. It was definitely one of my least favorite areas in the original game, the Corel prison, but something that was like oozed like charm and just awesomeness, like the music and the setting is just so awesome. And then this just looks like Midgar to me. You know what I mean? Like you could be in Midgar right now.
And I just like how the original game did a lot better. In the original game, this is when Kate Sith betrayed us, like, already. But they wanted to save it for way later in this game. So this time we go down the Corel prison, and we just walk into it. And then, oh look, Eris got kidnapped. And Cloud gets knocked out with a baseball bat. I hate this cutscene so much.
Yeah, I actually messaged Trev about this when I did it. I was like,
baseball bat!
I know, I was like, I don't understand, like, I don't understand the power scaling in this game because, like, Cloud and gang will see, like, Junon soldiers, like, Shinra soldiers with, like, guns, and they'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa. And, like, I get that the stuff that happens in cutscenes is different than in battles, but I'm like, dude.
Cloud, just take your sword and cut them! You have your sword!
Hey, boss! Your guests are here!
And I've said this before, but this is the big problem with having individual parts which have to have a climactic, cool battle at the end. Part 1 ends with you battling Sephiroth and the Arbiter of Fate. And now, in Part 2, you job to random gang and a baseball bat. It's even worse than Cloud jobbing to the Midgar Zalem, because at least that's, like, really huge and deadly. And you can see it, like, possibly catching them off guard because they thought they defeated them and then they woke up suddenly. But these are just normal humans with baseball bats. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
I don't want to be negative, but I really have to just air my grievances for this part in particular. I hate what they did to Corel Prison. I hate what they did to Dying. This new character sucks too.
Although, oh, I forget her name. The Chocobo race attendant girl.
Yeah, she's cute.
She's definitely... They do more with her, which is nice. But yeah, adding Gus is like, okay.
We don't need more gangsters. There's already enough gangsters in this game.
I like the... I don't know if we'll see him again, but... Oh no, I think they broke up. The, in the grasslands, I forget his name, but the bandits... I like that because they're, like, hilariously bad. Like, obviously they stand no chance against you, but, like, they're, it's kind of like a Salt and Pepper from, Chrono Cross.
Yeah. Yeah, they're alright. They're pretty good.
I like those.
Urge the skip rising.
And one other thing I didn't understand about this area, it's like, it's a prison where everything should be, like, bad, but you're gonna go to this area, and I don't know if Trevor will show it, but there's, like, a bunch of people playing Queen's Blood, and I'm like, what is this place, then? Is it, like, a prison where they send the worst of the worst, and, like, it's gang warfare? Or are people just chilling in a bar playing Queen's Blood? Like, what is this place? Even in Midgar, I would understand if there were people there playing Queen's Blood, because, like, you're poor and you're bored. They're not bad people, they're just poor. But this is like, they're all prisoners. You assume they're all bad in some way, right?
But I guess not, because they, like, can send people up to racing the Chocobo races.
Yeah.
Again, Cloud is in an area with, what? You have Gus and 3 guys, one of them holding a gun, maybe 2 of them holding a gun. Cloud, just kill them. Just kill them! There's no morality. It's not like Cloud's like, I will not kill people. Okay, so 3 guns, 5 guys. Come on.
Well, in the original game, isn't there a part where you meet, you go and you get, assaulted by a bunch of gangsters, and you just BTFO them?
You just
I think it's
BTFO
Cloud
them.
only, too.
Yeah.
It's like a Cloud only battle. Look, right now, he just... Well, I guess now his people are being held, but still, it's like, bro...
And
It
like,
is definitely flimsy.
They
agree.
weren't in the jail for... They only got in the jail at the very end of that. They... I know Barrett's not here, but come on.
Oh, speaking of Chocobo stuff, do I have to, how do I put this? Do I have to fix every single Chocobo stop in the game to have exactly enough gold feathers to buy all the stuff?
Yeah.
And there's no, like, checklist for it.
When you're in New Game Plus, when you beat the game, they do mark every single Chocobo stop on the menu.
Okay. Like, I guess I could just go through and just, like, pull up a map online.
Yeah,
whatever,
just finish the game and go back. They mark everything on the map, and you can do it in 5 seconds.
Okay. I kind of figured it would be that way, that you have to do every single one, but I was like, bro, I'm sure I missed one somewhere.
I'm not even sure if you have to, but there's probably some sort of Johnny 7-Star Hotel achievement for it.
Oh, no, I just want to do everything. I don't care about the platinum, I just want to do everything. I haven't even changed my Chocobo one single time.
Yeah, out on the open world, the equipment set is just purely cosmetic. It does not make any difference.
Yeah,
It's just for the races.
Actually, on second thought, I'll take it.
Luckily, when you're doing hard mode, you don't have to do the stupid getting the gristle greens.
Dude, oh, that's good.
Yeah, I don't want to have to do any of this, so we can get out of here in 2 seconds.
Oh wow, that's
You should have seen
Oh.
huge because that's like a 20-minute part.
20, it's more like an hour. It's so long. But yeah, you can just skip this. You can skip a lot when you're in New Game Plus and doing hard mode.
Chocobelly. That string rope that he's holding the chocobo on is so weird.
It sure is.
It's like going.
Whoa! It was like, it didn't even like load, what's his name, Boko, the chocobo?
This game really has very, very few glitches or graphical things, but that was weird.
This game definitely does have some like kind of jank to it sometimes, but there's no like, I've never encountered like an outright glitch.
Yeah.
Which is like, for a game this massive, pretty impressive.
I mean, the most I could complain about is, for some reason, that liquid they poured on Barrett earlier was like literally PS2 level graphics.
Yeah, it was like
I don't know why.
20 FPS in the physics.
I don't get it. Is that the thing they ran out of time on? They're like, no, we can't have literal water, even though we have water all over this game. Okay. And I'm not a big... Anyone who knows me or has watched the channel knows I'm not a big graphics guy, but it's like... That's pretty jarring when everything else looks amazing, and then that looks bad.
Joe!
I love how they added Joe in this. Dude, in the original game,
Sure I do.
I'm absolutely certain, because I've done Chocobo Racing 5 billion times, there's, no matter how good your Chocobo is, there are some times where Joe just comes out and destroys you by, like, half of the race. I don't know why. There's just certain times where he comes out and he is just God on his black Chocobo.
Yeah, I don't know if it's concessive to say, but I hate Chocobo Racing in the original game. I hate that, like, the good rewards can sometimes randomly be, like, second or third place, too.
That's probably my least favorite thing. Dude, I forget which one it is. I think it's Enemy Away Materia. I specifically remember when I did my FF7 playthrough, however many years ago, I spent probably 5 hours just trying to get it. And I was playing on original hardware, so I couldn't do, like, 500% speed or whatever. Yeah. And it just took me because it's just pure luck. Enemy Away would show up every once in a while, and then it would be on, like Trevor said,
Get third. Yeah, get third place.
And it's like, dude,
Screw
no.
you.
Yeah. Legitimately the worst.
Our next race will begin shortly. All participating jockeys, please proceed to the paddock.
The only other thing that I can think of that's similar to that is in Final Fantasy X to get Wakka's a couple things. You have to get the Sun Sigil. I think it's a Sun Sigil. For his ultimate weapon, and then also his last limit break is in like all the Blitzball stuff, and you just have to get lucky and to have it show up. And it only resets after like a league. Like a league is like 10 matches, but when I replayed Final Fantasy X like fully like last year. I did all the way out to Penance, and you can cheese that. Like when you finish a league. You can save and then like just save scum to like reset the league rewards. That's the only way you can do it.
In situations like that involve pure RNG, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's nothing negative about that.
I like Blitzball, but when you have to do 100 Blitzball matches, it sucks. At the end of like I probably did 50 matches, but like the last 20 I was like, you can cheese it by like scoring one goal, and then you can abuse the AI by if you go into your own goal with the person holding the blitzball, the AI will just spin around in circles and just you can force the match to end with time. So I did that for like the last 20 matches. I was like, I'm over this. Blitzball's fun, but it's not like that.
Yeah. What was the in-story reason in the original game why you do the race? I kind of forget. it's similar. You go down to the prison. You don't get out of the prison, right? With the Chocobo race.
Yeah, isn't it the same thing where you get in the Corel prison and then you have to do the Chocobo race to get out? I don't.
Is
I
it
don't remember.
after you fight Dine? I kind of forget.
I also forget. Honestly.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a blur. This part of the game, even in the first one, is a bit of a blur. I think like the head of the Corel prison needs you to do it for some reason. But then you go back down.
Yeah, you definitely get like blackmailed into it. That's the only reason why Cloud would do anything that stupid.
Right. Alright, you gotta beat Joe. Daily reminder, Chocobo Racing exists on the PS1. I forget what it's called.
That game's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, as far as kart races are concerned, because it's technically a kart racer, it's one of the better ones I've ever played.
Not bad.
Even my son Ferris knows I hate kart racing games. Like he referenced that in something, and I was like, that's a good son. That's good, because screw kart racers. This is pretty fun in this. I will say, once you get a fast Chocobo in the original game, it's almost impossible to lose, unless Joe comes out and is just God tier.
So when you get to the last, there's like 3 like circuits when you do all of it. When you get to like the last races, it gets really annoying because the AI is still pretty stupid, but the actual tracks become like this just obstacle course hell.
Wow. I also noticed it was very rubber bandy from what I saw, kind of like Mario Kart. At least from when I did this race, I kind of noticed that.
Yeah, Joe's always out in first, the first 2 matches, and then he really just starts dropping the 3rd lap. When I was doing races, I never noticed really anything with rubber banding. But the tracks made me want to punch a wall, though. There's this obstacle where it's these cactar gates that it's like the cactar gates are as big as a chocobo, so you have to be really precise. But there might be 6 gates in one of them, and 3 are open at a time. And every 10 seconds, one gate will open and the one next to it will open instead. And those can screw you over. If you hit the gates, it'll just knock you down to 0 miles per hour. And when that happens, it always sucks. I don't think I'm going to do any Chocobo Racing in this LP, other than this.
I don't super blame you. I mean, if you did all the,
If I did everything, we'd be here for the next 6 months.
Ridiculously so. We did it, lads. By a good amount, too. 49.99. Let's go.
Whoa!
Mayha. How much more are you doing in this part?
I guess I just stop quick now.
Only curious because it was either that or go to the bathroom. But we'll survive! You gave the prize money to Gus. No!
You're the real deal, kiddo.
Yeah, this is kind of what I thought this part was going to be. I literally did the bird boss in the first 5 seconds, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to fight anything else.
Well, I mean, you would have if you had to get those Gissel greens or whatever. That is, you guys didn't miss out on much for Trevor skipping that part. It's pretty much a one-on-one fight with Cloud, which I like, where he fights a bunch of cactars in this, kind of out-of-the-way place.
Yeah, there's a bunch of side quests, but there's another arena. This game has so many arenas. But there's an arena where you do 1v1 matches with Cloud. There's another one where you catch cactars or fight them or whatever. That part's okay. And then you have that obstacle course where you like, it's the same thing in the first game where you destroy like point blocks. That one's all right.
Oh, I did that one. That was pretty hard.
It's pretty hard. There's a second level that unlocks later that's very hard.
Even harder? Oh my god, I had to watch a video on how to do... Well, seriously, because I would get to the end and have, like, no time, and I had to learn exactly what to do there.
Yeah, I guess we'll call it right here.
Alright, boys. We did it. We got to almost through the Corel prison. So next time, he's going to be...
We're, like, basically done.
Yeah. He's going to be doing the rest of Corel, and hopefully not catching up to where I am. Although I have one more week to play the game, so hopefully I'll be done with Gungaga by that point. We'll see!
If you get past the Gungaga reactor, I think you have, like, 2 weeks on me.
Ah, good. Okay, so I have a little bit of time. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.